Hello and welcome. William Rapp here with exclusiveannuities.com. Thank you again for tuning in today. Today, we're going to be going over some particular concepts inside of our meeting today. Going over annuities, how they work, different types of annuities, and one particular contract in and of itself that we'll be diving into here shortly. My name is William, owner of exclusiveannuities.com. We're a full service retirement planning firm specializing in fixed and fixed index annuities, safe retirement planning, zero risk potential type of strategies, right? And we're a planning firm, right? So we're going to do the back end work for you. We work with over 65 different annuity carriers in the nation. That's all we do at Exclusive Annuities. And if you're actively looking into the market, hopefully you're a potential client for us. If you ever want to meet with us, get our opinion, or go through an actual review session, you can always click on this button on our website. It's exclusiveannuities.com. Click Speak to an Advisor. That will bring you right to my calendar where you can pick a time to meet on the dark blue is when it's open. And we would love to meet with you, and help you if you're seriously considering the annuities as an alternative for your retirement strategy, because that's what we do, and we like to believe we do it very well. We don't wear a lot of hats. We do one specialty, and that's this market. And we don't wear five or six different hats like most financial firms. We focus on one area. And I like to mention, if you're looking at annuities, you buy your annuity with a firm that just specializes in that. Because nine times out of 10, we're able to catch those fine prints in the contract that, your last agent might have went over, skipped over. You didn't understand the provisions, and nothing's more expensive than getting the wrong annuity that wasn't fit for you. So we'll make sure that we do a proper analysis and go through those contracts that are specifically fitting for you. So my name's William Rapp, owner of Exclusive Annuities, seasoned entrepreneur, experienced entrepreneur from New York. Right, this is the firm we run. This is my vice president, executive vice president, Brady Pelzer. You can always book a call with Brady as well, or meet with both of us at your leisure. You can always head over to our Facebook channel. We have almost 1,000 subscribers here. You can go through our content, look at our posts, Hall of Fame posts, awards that we get every year inside of our agency. A lot of different content on sequence of return risk, distribution planning, and strategies that usually make sense for our clients once we put that math together for them. So, feel free to always check out the YouTube, the Facebook, our review channels right here. 100% recommended. You can go through all of our reviews and you can learn about other clients that have met with us, how much success they've had with us. We're 5 stars on Facebook. We like to do our review channel on Facebook strictly because, it's a very public forum, right? So reviews go on and on. You can always go to our Facebook page. You can always go to our YouTube channel. A lot of educational content and material here as well. We post quite a lot of videos on different products, concepts, strategies we like to implement with our clients. And that's what we do. So we'll jump right into today's learning. Today we're going to be discussing, where does the annuity fit when it comes to potential insurance needs, long-term care provisions, confinement care provisions, leverage in the sense of how do I utilize the annuity to give me what I need from a health standpoint. And not only the growth, the safe growth component, an index annuity is geared for market growth with no risk, right? Based on index allocations, protection of principal, right? And contractual guarantees. And typically that comes in the form of income, principal protection, growth and accumulation, and things like that. But today we're going to focus in on, you know, what an annuity looks like if we're using it for long-term care or health concerns, right? And what we like to do is pull up. This is going to be North American. This is going to be one of our first go-tos for a long-term care client that might need extra liquidity. They're concerned about what if I get a chronic illness What if I end up going into a nursing home or a confinement care facility? And we're going to really dive into that today. This is going to be called the Versa Choice product with North American, right? We can go through the brochure together. We can always send this to you. North American's an A-plus rated company, having been in business since 1906. They're ESOP. You might have seen a couple of our other videos about Midland National, which is their sister company. Both different flavors inside their contracts. And we won't spend too much time on the product brochure. We can always go over this with you on a strategy session, but there's a lot of leverage in this contract, um, when it comes to those health provisions. So that's that. We're going to basically go into how the enhanced liquidity benefit works. Now, main concern in an annuity is liquidity, right? What happens if I get sick, need the money? And there's four different benefits in this annuity. There's an enhanced penalty-free withdrawal provision. So after your first contract year, you'll be able to take out 20% of your account value. So there's a extra liquidity provision, give you more access to your money. You do have a return of premium on year three, right? So after year three, um, you know, basically your surrender value will be equal to your premium that you put in, assuming if there was no growth even for the first 3 years, you get all your money back on year three, right? So we'll jump more back into that in a second. You have the ADL base surrender charge waiver. If an annuitant is unable to complete two of the six daily living requirements, ADLs, like feeding yourself, bathing yourself, dressing yourself, right? You can take out 100% of the annuity's accumulated value. And then you have an ADL based payout benefit, right? Same concept. If you can't perform two of the six daily living requirements, the owner may choose to draw an income over 5 years that is based on an enhanced accumulation value multiplier, as you see right here. Okay, so we're going to jump into that. This video is strictly for this type of concept. Some people aren't looking for specifically this. Other people might really benefit from having this. And we're going to dive right into that today. So let me shoot over to the illustration software. Like I said, this is the Versa choice with North American. We're just going to use the state of California as a state. We're going to use a 65-year-old, and we're going to elect, right, the enhanced liquidity benefit. So the only reason we would go into this contract is to, in my opinion, it would be to exercise the enhanced liquidity benefit, right? And I'll dive more into the bells and whistles of that in a second. We'll use a $500,000 premium. And then this is an indexed annuity for growth, safe growth. So it is based on the growth of the policy is based on index performance. So we like to split up 20% in five different buckets. We can always have a more thorough discussion on indices, how they work, which ones we pick, why we pick them. But we usually go with annual point to points, which is a 1 year crediting strategy inside the annuity. S&P Mark 5, the MSDG, the Fidelity MFY, the Goldman Sachs, and then we do like to use the S&P 500 cap focus, right? The reason being, if you go to the rate sheet over here, right? If you go to the actual rate sheet, we can understand how this policy is credited. On the high band, which is anything over 75,000 of premium, gets the high band rates. So 70% participation rate with no cap on the Goldman Sachs. The S&P multi-asset is 130, which means there's no cap on the index. If every 10% it returns, North American, how it's priced into the contract itself, would give us a 13% return based on the multiplier there. Fidelity, MFY, Morgan Stanley, same thing. And then if you see the annual point-to-point cap with the S&P is 9.5, which right now, as of this recording, March 6, 2025, is very competitive, right? So that's the rates, okay? I'm going to go back over to the illustration tool. Like I said, I elected the enhanced liquidity benefit, and we're going to go over here and we're going to pull up the report. Now, we won't spend too much time on the first and second pages. We're more so going to go down to page 6. You're going to see the allocations that I chose, which are custom to you. We're going to give you our recommendation on which ones we would choose, which ones you should choose, but we diversify the index allocations here, 20% in 5 buckets on a 1 year allocation. Make sure you're getting exposed to different market indices and so on and so forth. And then the first thing I like to go over always is the guaranteed annuity contract values, right? So remember, it's an indexed annuity. The reason we see the guaranteed values is because what's guaranteed is you can't get less than a 0% earning, okay? Can't get less than a 0% earning. Now, as you see, the enhanced liquidity benefit come with a 0.6% fee each year to garner the extra benefits that are shown here, right? So here's the brochure. We have the enhanced penalty-free withdrawal provision. We have the return of premium rider. We have the ADL-based surrender charge waiver, and we have the ADL-based benefit payout, right? So I'm going to go over that here in a second. Now, on the guaranteed ledger, this is the worst case scenario. Have to show you this because it's an annuity, right? If we were to get zero returns for 30 years in a row, you'll see that your surrender value on year 4, starting on day 1 of year 4, would be exactly what you put into the policy. You see, we put 500,000 in on year 4. The minimum guaranteed surrender value is 500,000. And that's the first benefit, right? Or the second benefit. That's the return of premium that you see in the contract, which gives you an underlying guarantee to get out of the contract and get all your money that you put in back at that time. Now, this is the 0% ledger. And so you go into this contract at 65 and assume worst case scenario. We have no growth for 10 years in a row. Your walkaway value would be 535, even though your account value would be 470 because of the fee deduction for the 4 benefits that you receive for the ADL or chronic illness waivers. You still walk away with more money that you put in. So that's the guarantee ledger. I have to show you that. Second ledger we're going to show is the 10-year look back ledger, assuming a 6.03% average return over the last 10 years. Very conservative. The policy isn't built for maximum growth, but the reason we would go into this annuity is strictly for the leverage associated with the chronic illness benefits. And so you're going to see here a 10-year contract, right? Return of premium happening starting on year 4, and your credited interest rate. Now, this is a 10-year look back on growth of the indices, projecting on the illustration 10 years in the future. And the first thing we want to look at is the return of premium and then your free withdrawal provision. So, how much money, how much liquidity do I have out of my money each year while I'm in the term? And that would be 10% on year 1. And that's going to be 20% the following year if you skip a year, and then 20% if you don't exercise that. So, out of this account, right? 10% free withdrawal off of a $500,000 premium would be 50 grand. A 20% free withdrawal would be 100 grand that you can pull, and that's every year you have that provision. Now, the third benefit, so we went over the enhanced penalty free. That's the 10%, 20%. If you skip a year, return of premium, right, is you're breaking even on your premium on year 4. ADL based surrender charge waiver. Now, your accumulated value, let's fast forward to year 7, right? Say you're 65, you get in the contract, you turn 72, you have 745,000 in your accumulated value, your actual account balance. Now, you're inside the 10-year surrender term, so if you were to exit the entire contract, right, you would only get the 724 back because an annuity is a contract, right? You do have your free withdrawals out of the account value, like we just discussed. So you'd always want to exercise those and exhaust those first prior to ever considering surrendering an annuity. But if you were unable to complete two of the six daily living requirements. That's feeding yourself, bathing yourself, dressing yourself, taking your own medication, things like that. The contract would allow you to get up to 100% of your accumulated value immediately with no surrender charges. Okay. As long as you have the proper medical documentation to prove that, they would allow you to take the 745 out penalty free, right? Waive all of your surrender charges, and that's the leverage in the contract. Okay. Now, that's option number three. Again, you get all of these benefits by only paying 0.6% a year, right? As you know, long-term care, these type of insurance plans can be expensive. Here inside the annuity, it's already built in. You got the return of premium, excess free withdrawals. You got the waiver of surrender for chronic illness, okay? And then the fourth one, let's go back to the brochure, would be the ADL based payout benefit. So after the second contract anniversary, if a client is unable to complete two of the six daily living requirements, they may choose to draw an income over 5 years that is based on an enhanced accumulation value percentage. Percentages vary based on contract year C chart, right? This accumulation multiplier value multiplier increases the longer the money is kept in the annuity, maxing out after 6 years. Okay. So, assuming you got to year six, right, they're going to take your accumulated value, they're going to multiply it by 125%, and then they're going to divide that by 5 years, which would be a benefit annual payment of, if you see on the right side, 186,000 a year for 5 years in a row. Again, insurance leverage, right? Insurance leverage. Now, essentially, that's much more money than your 745, right? You take the 186, I'll do the math for you. You take the 186, 360 that's available as the ADL base benefit. You times that by 5 years. You have 745,000 in the account value, but your ADL based payout would pay you 931,800 over 5 years. That is the strength inside the contract, and that's why I like this contract, right? It has principal protection, it has return of premium, it has extra liquidity, and then it also has the enhanced liquidity benefit option in the ADL based payout equal to five payouts over 5 years, right? So if you're in the market and you're looking for different annuities and you can't pick the right one, and this is one of your main concerns, like I said, exclusiveannuities.com. We'll do a custom retirement strategy review session with you. Go right to our website, click speak to an advisor now, goes right to my calendar. You just book a time, it will automatically populate to your time zone, and we'd be more than happy to have that discussion with you. Again, this is the North American Versa Choice annuity, strictly for ADL chronic illness enhanced benefits. And I hope you enjoyed the meeting today, and I look forward to discussing with you soon. Again, William Rapp of Exclusive Annuities, president and founder of Exclusive Annuities. We started our company to really educate the retiree, pre-retiree market. We're more than happy to help you and guide you during your retirement journey. If you need to speak with us, exclusiveannuities.com. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on Facebook, and we look forward to discussing with you soon. And we hope you have a wonderful retirement journey. Talk to you soon.